Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. In this video we're going to be looking at the PlayStation Portal. Finally got my hands on one, but has it been worth the wait? Let's find out. Okay guys, so let's have a look at the PlayStation Portal. Basically a remote player or a streaming device for your PlayStation 5. Yes, you need a PlayStation 5 to be able to use this device. It's not a standalone handheld, it's basically a handheld to play all your PS5 games. So in the box, PlayStation Portal, USB cable and printed materials. So just some information on the back. Your handheld gateway to your PS5 games. And yet you definitely need decent Wi-Fi to be able to play this device. It is probably intended for you to sit in your home playing your PlayStation 5 games or maybe somewhere else with decent Wi-Fi. I have seen people playing this out with their home, other places. I'm not sure that's what this is for. So it is probably meant for playing in your home when your TV is probably in use, which is what I'm going to use this for. So I've really just bought this because my PlayStation 5 hasn't really been getting used. I've got too many other devices and I've just not found the time to get to my PlayStation 5, and when I do, the TV is usually getting used for some other use. So hopefully I can stream my PlayStation 5 games to this and it'll get some use. So let's get this box opened up. Okay, once you open up, you've basically treated this big massive box. It's absolutely insane. So one thing for sure, there is a lot of cardboard in this box. It really is a little bit over the top, to be honest. So surprisingly in the box there is a USB-C to USB-C charge cable, double-ended, really weird. I'm not sure how many people actually have a plug that you can utilise this. Why not USB? Don't get it. Anyway, it is what it is. I guess there's a quick start guide, there's an instruction manual at the bottom there. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Okay, so this is what we're greeted with. It obviously looks like a PlayStation controller on both ends, which is kind of weird. It feels a little bit smaller in reality. Like the thumbsticks do feel a little bit sort of smaller, and still clicky, but not quite as clicky as you'd expect. It does feel like a PlayStation controller as such. Okay, so we've got the PlayStation button at the top here. You can probably barely see that. And on the other side, I'm not entirely sure what these buttons are here. Oh, this is basically a mute button. And you've got your trigger buttons as normal on each side. So if we look at the top end here, we've got a few buttons here. We've got the volume up and down. You've got the on-off switch, and I'm not entirely sure what this button is here. These two sort of slots here, they kind of look as if it would be for memory cards, but they're actually speakers. Really odd design indeed. Not a lot on the back, it's completely plain. And I really struggled to find where the charging slot was, and it was completely hidden round the bottom side there, and I think that's a headphone jack as well. Very odd placement for the charging slot. Maybe makes sense, but in reality it's a little bit of a struggle to get there. Okay, so the unit itself looks kind of weird, there's no doubt about it. It does look very, very weird. If we take this off, okay, so it does look like it's a tablet with two controllers on the end. Very odd design. Will it work? I'm not entirely sure. It's certainly different to everything else that is out there. Do we need this though? It's not really a handheld as such, it's just a streaming device. You could use your phone, although admittedly this is far bigger than any phone. You could use your Steam Deck, I guess, but yeah, not really sure. Okay, so for size comparison, it's probably about the same size as the Steam Deck. Even the screen size is kinda similar as well. But the overall length does feel very similar. Probably not quite as heavy right enough as the Steam Deck is. Okay guys, once you actually turn it on, you've got various updates you need to go through. I think I worked out there was about 3 updates that took roughly half an hour to go through. You might even have to charge it. When I turned it on, it had about 61% battery life, which wasn't too bad. But there's a lot of updates to kickstart this thing, and yeah, you'll have to connect it to your PlayStation 5 as well. Now what I would recommend is probably downloading the PS app and sort of logging in your details to that, and then you can scan the actual barcode that you see on the screen. And then there's various settings you need to make sure are activated on your actual PS5. So go through that. It does show you on the screen what to actually do and what settings to choose from. And then as normal, make sure your PlayStation 5 is in rest mode when you're not playing your games. Basically, once you turn this device on, it'll connect and it'll probably turn on your PlayStation 5 at the same time. But you can just basically ignore that, carry on watching your TV and play games on your PlayStation Portal at the same time, and just ignore it. But anyway, let's get started. Let's have a look at some of the details. Okay, to unlock, press the PlayStation button, which is up here. Now, it is touchscreen to a point, but obviously you can't touchscreen all the sort of games that you see on your device. I've got the sound down low. You can actually turn the sound up, and we get the full effect. There is some touchscreen elements on this, which you press up the top here. There's not very many sort of things. You've got brightness switch here, and you've got an airplane mode, which I don't really get why you would want an airplane mode, because without Wi-Fi they shouldn't really work. You've got your settings, so you can put in your network details if you've changed Wi-Fi. Display and brightness, which we've already seen. You've also got the controller. I'm not sure what that's all about. Vibration intensity you can change, and trigger effect intensity. Strong, that's just the standard. And you've got some system information there, which you can go through. Device information, update the software, which we shouldn't have to do at this point. But yeah, that's basically it. Some basic stuff. But yeah, once you've connected your PlayStation 5, you should be good to go. Okay, so I've got a few games. I'm going to run through some of them, and this is basically just running straight from my PlayStation 5. And this is actually not even in the same room, so this will give a good indication to what the lag's like and how decent the performance is in these games. So maybe what we'll do is jump through some of these games. We'll start maybe with God of War. Now obviously if you don't have good Wi-Fi, you're going to see some sort of mixed results. Our Wi-Fi is pretty decent, but you will still have drops if there's maybe a lot of devices connected, or maybe just the performance isn't particularly great at that time. So picture quality is actually pretty decent, I think. The screen is very, very nice, and I can definitely feel a little bit of vibration on the controllers. I've definitely felt that the thumbsticks seem a little bit too low down for me. I think I just need to sort of adjust my hands slightly to bring them down, because I've kind of set my hands up too high and I feel as if the thumbstick should be up here. So I need to bring my thumbs down just slightly to adjust. But you can see the picture quality is absolutely superb. There's very little drop so far, but you will experience it. I'm not going to say this is perfect, but you will experience drops in play. I have to be honest, I've not seen any massive issues so far. Now I'm not sitting next to my router, it's actually downstairs. I'm upstairs, which is pretty cool. So I'm guessing we have decent Wi-Fi at the moment. Lag is very minimal. But yeah, it seems to be performing pretty decent so far. Let's jump into another game. So obviously you just press the PlayStation button to go back to home as you normally would. Press home, and then we can jump into another game. Maybe we'll choose Spider-Man this time. Now I'm not sure how this would perform if you were playing an online game, for example. I don't really play an awful lot of online games, so that's not really a thing for me. But you might experience some lag, I guess, if you're playing Fortnite or Call of Duty or something like that. But for me, I don't really play those type of games very often, so I'm not sure. I'm not really going to test that in this video, but I would expect you would experience a little bit more lag maybe. Okay, something I probably forgot to mention is the sort of touchpad. You can activate that by double clicking the screen, and it brings up the touchpad. Something I probably forgot to mention in the video. That's pretty cool.
Towers are picking up all kinds of RFID signals now, including one nearby. What is that?
But so far, I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. I think, obviously, this won't be for everyone. I think for me, I really haven't been playing my PlayStation 5 that much, and when I do come down to sit down and play, we probably end up sitting watching something on Netflix using the big TV rather than playing games. But I think for me, probably just have too many devices to play, not enough time, and maybe once I have this, I'll be able to play some of these games a lot more than I used to. Which would be great, but there's probably not been an awful lot of quality in the last year with PlayStation 5. It certainly has been sitting gathering dust more than probably the Xbox has. One thing I've definitely noticed that the trigger buttons don't seem the greatest. Maybe I need to sort of dumb down the sort of intensity a little bit, so I'm pressing away and nothing's really happened there. But yeah, I don't think the buttons are quite as good as a PlayStation 5 controller. They seem a little bit different, even though they are the same design. They kind of seem a little bit stiffer to me. But the performance so far seems pretty decent. I'm not really noticing any massive drops in picture quality or sound quality drops. But I'm not going to say it's perfect because I've simply noticed some of that from time to time. But as you can see here, it seems to be running really well. Now basically what you're seeing on the screen here does mirror exactly what you see on your PlayStation 5. There might be a small lag, but when I was comparing between the two, the lag was very, very minimal. So sadly I've not really played enough of Gran Turismo 7, which is a shame because it's a really cool game. Hopefully now that I've got the PlayStation Portal, I'll maybe revisit and play it more than I have been playing. And you see the screen quality is very, very good also. I think definitely I feel the thumbsticks are too low on the device to be completely comfortable. It just doesn't feel right to me. Some games you can obviously use the D-pad, but I guess majority of games you'll be using the thumbstick. Maybe I just need to readjust the way I'm holding the device rather than it being a problem. And yeah, my skills aren't too great at the moment. I think I'm trying to play this like Forza. Anyway, there's good rumble feedback on the device too. It does seem pretty decent. And you can obviously adjust that if you like. Yeah, a little bit of lag maybe and slow down there, but it's not too bad. Let's have a look at No Man's Sky. Now this one's obviously a kind of an online constant game as well, I believe. But personally, I'm not really sure the ergonomics are perfect for this. The design is very, very weird. Definitely those thumbsticks placements don't feel perfect for me. Maybe it's just me. I need to readjust how I hold the device and bring my hands down a little bit lower, because I feel as if I'm holding it up too high like that. But yeah, maybe it's just myself. I just need to hold it a little bit lower. It's been a while since I played No Man's Sky, sadly. Again, it's another game that I'll probably put by the wayside because I've been busy playing other stuff. But it's definitely a game I need to revisit, and this is probably not a good thing to be outside the ship right now. This game has certainly come a long way since I first played it, that's for sure. Graphics are so much improved. I'm very impressed with this. Performance seems okay, maybe a slight lag there, but it's not too bad. Oh, storm's clearing. I should be alright for now. I won't die this time. I can't take off my ship right now because I've no fuel. I have to admit, this is definitely one game I need to revisit. It's very playable, there's no massive issues here. The slowdown is minimal, if at all. I have to say I'm really impressed given the fact that I'm nowhere near my router and this is playing very well. Though I don't get these people that are playing this outside or maybe going miles away or maybe playing it elsewhere. I don't know. I don't get it, to be honest. I'm not really going to be playing this in my garden. Okay guys, so is this device for you? Oh, probably never a good thing to do this, is it? Oh damn. So kind of just wanted to do something that was a little bit more graphic intense, maybe in action, to show that the performance is really, really cool. And yeah, this isn't good. Okay, there's no doubt this looks fantastic. The performance of this is certainly surprising me. Having watched quite a lot of sort of reviews, and certainly a lot of negativity surrounding this product, I think people are expecting something that this is not. It's not a handheld, it doesn't contain all your games on it, you have to stream them from your PS5, and you definitely need decent Wi-Fi to get the best out of it. And obviously if you don't have full access to your TV all the time and you maybe get a little bit frustrated, this is a great device to maybe play your PlayStation 5 games when your TV is getting otherwise used within your family. So for me, this is going to be a great use. I don't have time to play every single game, and this is definitely going to get used for me. I bought it personally for a Christmas present, and I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. So far, I've not seen any massive issues with it. You'll have the occasional drops. It's obviously down to your Wi-Fi, but personally I think this is a fantastic little device. It is a bit expensive at £200 sort of pounds, and you probably can find some cheaper ways of doing it, like the Backbone, but the Backbone is nowhere near as big as the Portal. Obviously the Backbone, you have to use your own phone, and no phone's as big as the screen on this. And you can also use a Steam Deck if you've got the patience to try and work out how to set that up. That's a possibility, but a Steam Deck is 350 quid. But yeah, you can do a lot more things besides on the Steam Deck. But overall, I think I would recommend it if you sort of tick all those boxes. You want to maybe play your PlayStation 5 games that you're not playing as much, and you've got decent Wi-Fi. Otherwise, then you might want to think twice about it. But personally, I think this device is pretty decent. It's a strange step though that Sony have took, but it's a decent enough device. Does look weird, but it seems to work for all the intentions that I want it to do anyway. Guys, thanks very much for watching our video. Please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.